Assalamualaikum and good day to all the lecturers. My name is Syafiqah binti Abdul Halim Pekan, and this presentation I will be presenting on chapter 23, which is substitution reaction of carbonyl compound at the alpha carbon. Firstly, the keto-enol tautomers. Keto tautomer has a C double bond O and additional CH bond, while an enol tautomer has an OH group bonded to C double bond. This is the keto and enol form. Next, enol structures. Enols more electron rich than alkenes. The OH has powerful electron donating resonance effect in which reactive toward electrophile. A resonance structures make the carbon nucleophilic can react with electrophile to form a new bond to carbon. Next, tautomerization catalyzed by acids and bases. Tautomerization in acid, the protonation will happen first, followed by deprotonation, and in acid, resonance stabilized cation are produced, while tautomerization in base, deprotonation will happen first, followed by protonation. In this chapter, the substitution reaction will occur at the alpha carbon. Unusual acidity of the alpha hydrogen of the carbonyl compound. First, carbonyl is strong electron withdrawing group. When it loses the alpha hydrogen, the anion form is called enolate, which is stabilized by the delocalization. Next, the enolate is the conjugate base of both enols and keto forms. From this diagram, the carbonyl compounds undergo reactions at the alpha carbon, and the reaction proceeds enols and enolates pathways. And the result is substitution of the electrophile for hydrogen. Formation of enolates. When a base removes a hydrogen on the alpha carbon, enolate is formed. The CH bond on the alpha is more acidic than the most other sp3 hybridized CH bonds. The resulting enolate is resonance stabilized. However, alpha carbon is less acidic than OH in alcohol or carboxylic acid. Enolate is stabilized by the delocalization of electron density. The electron pair on the C adjacent to the C double bond O occupy a p orbital that overlaps with other two p orbitals of the C double bond O, making an enolate conjugated. Next, the atoms of the enolates are sp2 hybridized and trigonoplanar. To form 100% enolate, use stronger base such as lithium diisopropylamide. LDA is a strong nucleophilic base, and having bulky isopropyl groups makes the N atom too hindered. Next part is kinetic versus thermodynamic enolates. Kinetic enolates are the less substituted enolate and favored by strong base, polar aprotic solvent, and low temperature, which are LDA, THF, and negative 78 degrees Celsius, while thermodynamic enolates are the more substituted enolate and favored by the strong base, protic solvent, higher temperature, which is sodium ethoxide for the strong base, protic solvent is the ethanol, and higher temperature is the room temperature. Next is reaction mappings. In these chapters, there are three main reactions. The first one is the halogenation at the alpha carbon. This reaction have three other reactions, which is halogenation in acid, which the reaction occurs via enol intermediates, and the mono substitution of X for hydrogen occurs on the alpha carbon. The next reaction in this reaction is halogenation in base. The reaction occurs via enolate intermediates, and the polysubstitution of the X for hydrogen occurs at the alpha carbon. The third reaction is the haloform reaction, which are the reaction occurs with methyl ketones and results in the cleavage of the C-C sigma bond. The second reaction in this chapter is reaction of the alpha halocarbonyls. Firstly, elimination alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compounds, which eliminates of the elements of bromium and hydrogen forms a new pi bond, giving an alpha-beta unsaturated carbonyl compounds. And next is the nucleophilic substitution, which is the alpha-halo C double bond O compounds react with nucleophile by SN2 reaction. The third reaction in this chapter is the alkylation at the alpha carbon. There are three other reactions in this reaction, which are direct alkylation and malonic ester synthesis and the acetoacetic ester synthesis. For the direct alkylation at the alpha carbon, the reaction forms a new C-C bond to the alpha carbon. LDA is the common base used to form an intermediate enolate, and the alkylation in the step 2 follows SN2 mechanism. Next is malonic ester synthesis. The reaction is used to prepare carboxylic acids with one or two alkyl groups on the alpha carbon, and the alkylation in step 2 also follows at SN2 reaction. So the third reaction in the alkylation is the acetoacetic ester synthesis. So the reaction is used to prepare ketones with one or two alkyl groups on the alpha carbon, and this alkylation also follows the SN2 mechanism. Mechanism acid catalyzed at the alpha carbon. So the reaction condition required is the gas bromium and the acetic acid. There are two parts in this mechanism. The first part is the tautomerization to the enol, and the protonation followed by the deprotonation occurs. The next part is the reaction of the enol with halogen. Next is the mechanism base catalyzed at the alpha carbon. So the reaction condition needed is the bromium gas and the base OH. The electronegative bromium stabilizes the negative charge, and this reaction is less useful because it is difficult to stop the reaction after the addition of just one halogen atom to the alpha carbon. So the application of the halogenation reaction as dyes, flames, retardants, and imaging agents in medical diagnosis and material science. So the alkylation at the alpha carbon. There are three other reactions. I choose the direct alkylation at the alpha carbon. And the alkylation is the substitution of the R for hydrogen on the alpha carbon atom. So the deprotonation, base remove a proton from the alpha carbon to generate enolate. The reaction works best with the strong non-nucleophilic base, which is LDA in THF solution at the very low temperature is negative 78 degrees Celsius. Second one is the nucleophilic attack. The nucleophilic enolate attacks the alkyl halide, displacing the halide, which is a good leaving group, and forming the alkylation product by the SN2 reaction. Next is the enolate addition with esters and nitriles. Because of step 2 is an SN2 reaction, it works best with unhindered methyl and primary alkyl halides. Hindered alkyl halides and those with halogens bonded to the sp2 hybridized carbons do not undergo substitution. And the ester enolates and carbanions derived from nitriles are also alkylated under this condition. Chemistry of the enolate alkylation. The stereochemistry of enol alkylation follows the general rule. An achiral starting material will yield an achiral or racemic product. For example, when cyclohexanone, which is an achiral starting material, is converted to 2-ethylcyclohexanone by treatment with the base and the CH3CH2I, a new stereogenic center is introduced, and both enantiomers of the product are formed in equal amounts, that is a racemic mixture. Alkylation of unsymmetrical ketones. So an unsymmetrical ketone can be radioselectively alkylated to yield one major product. The treatment of 2-methylcyclohexanone with LDA in THF solution at the negative 78 degrees Celsius give the less substituted kinetic enolate, which then react with CH3I to form A. Thermodynamic products of enolate alkylation reaction of 2-methyl-cyclohexanone with sodium ethoxide in ethanol solution at the room temperature will form the more substituted thermodynamic enolates. The enolate then react with CH3I to form B. While enolate alkylation at the less substituted alpha carbon using LDA is a reliable radioselective reaction, enolate alkylation at the more substituted alpha carbon with sodium ethoxide may lead to a mixture of products. So the application of the enolate alkylation is the tamoxifen synthesis. Tamoxifen is the chapter opening molecule, is a patent anti-cancer drug that has been used to treat certain forms of breast cancers for many years. One step in the synthesis of tamoxifen involved the treatment of the ketone A with sodium hydride as a base to form an enolate. Alkylation of this enolate with CH3CH2I forms B in high yield. B is converted to tamoxifen in several steps. The summary of this topic is a keto tautomer has a C double bond O and additional CH bond, while enol tautomer has the OH group bonded to the C double bond C. The substitution reaction of the carbonic compound at the alpha carbon have three main reactions. First is halogenation at alpha carbon. Second is the reaction of the alpha halocarbonyls, and the third one is the alkylation at the alpha carbon. However, each reaction have several reaction. In halogenation at the alpha carbon, it have halogenation in acid, halogenation in base, and haloform reaction. For reaction of alpha halocarbonyls, it having elimination alpha beta unsaturated carbonic compounds and nucleophilic substitution, while alkylation the alpha carbon have another three reaction, which is direct alkylation at alpha carbon, malonic ester synthesis, and acetic ester synthesis. So this is my reference for this presentation, and that's all from me. Thank you.